So you're going to prison and you're nervous about it. I get it. Prison is scary. You are totally right to be nervous about what's about to happen to you. Maybe there's somebody in your life who's trying to play it cool, like, oh, you're going for what, 3 to 5 years? That's nothing. I'll do that like it's no big deal. It's a big deal. You're going into a scary place where lots of stuff could happen to you, and you're going to be in there for a while. So first off, you got to be okay with being a little scared and nervous. Everybody else is also nervous. That's just how prison is. Also, though, it's like this is not the time to be thinking about what you did or, regretting your past actions. It's like, no, that ship has sailed. You got caught, you went to trial didn't work out, and now you're getting locked up for a while. It is what it is. The first step, like, alcoholism, the first step is acceptance. You just got to, this is what's going on right now. All you got to do is focus on being the best prisoner you can be, because that's all you're going to be for a while. So this is a quick guide, 7 quick tips for thriving in prison. First off, don't feel pressure to write a book or record a mixtape over the phone or something. Everybody gets into prison. They think, oh, this is going to be my time to be productive. Oh, I'm going to be the guy who writes a bunch of books. And then when I get out of prison, I'm going to have all this content that I can put out to monetize. I get that idea, but it's like, don't put pressure on yourself, right? You're going into a very hostile environment. You need to have your head on straight. You can't be in the content game while you're in prison. It's one or the other. I mean, look, it's not like you got to pay rent while you're in there. They're taking care of all that. All you got to do is stay alive and be the best prisoner that you can be. It's kind of like during the pandemic. Everybody thought that they were going to write a novel and a screenplay and start a small business. It's like, no, we were all doing stuff. I mean, we're trying to deal with our situation. We can't be, getting into entrepreneurship. If you want to write a book, I mean, obviously I'm not going to stop you. I wouldn't discourage it, but it's like, let it come naturally. You're going to be in there for a while. So first off, I'd say the first 4 to 5 months, don't even think about content. Just live a regular life and be a prisoner day to day. Then eventually, you're probably going to end up with a diary and, you'll come up with something. The point is, don't put pressure on yourself. It is what it is. If you start rapping, that's great. If you don't rap, that's also fine. The important thing is you just got to be yourself. Tip 2, don't gamble. Now, I know you're really good at poker and you spent the last decade studying poker online and playing in little local tournaments. That's great. Keep that to yourself when you're in jail. I know you're going to want to play poker, you're going to want to play cards, you're going to want to shoot dice. Everybody else is doing it. It looks like so much fun. And you know what? It is fun. It's lots of fun. You know how much fun poker is? You play poker and time starts to fly. And all of a sudden you're just locked into the game. Or you're shooting dice and you get hot. Your hand gets hot for a while. You get that thrill in your chest. I get it. Just don't do it. Whether you win a bet or you lose a bet, both of those things aren't making you any friends in prison. So what you got to do is just walk away. You want to play cards, that's fine. Play Uno. Nobody gambles in Uno. It's just a fun game. And if you are playing Uno with a compulsive gambler and, they say something like, hey, you want to make this interesting? Just say no, Uno is already interesting to me. I don't need to add stakes to this game. You can keep your honey buns. I don't even want your honey buns. That stuff's bad for you. It's carbohydrates. Tip 3, just watch whatever is on TV. Be cool about it. I mean, look, I know you want to watch football. Probably a lot of other people want to watch football in there too. Football is a very popular sport. But there's somebody who's controlling the TV. and that guy wants to watch The Masked Singer, or maybe he wants to watch something in Spanish on Telemundo. I get you want to say something about it. Maybe you want to make a quick suggestion. Hey, I was just thinking maybe we could put on the game for a while. Don't even do that. That's only going to make, more tension. It's going to get you more enemies in prison. Just think 50 years ago, there probably would have never been a TV in jail at all. You would have just been sitting there in your little cell singing your Elvis songs. So just be glad you can watch something. Hopefully it helps you pass the time. And maybe you'll get into Telemundo. But yeah, don't make a big deal about what's on TV, because some guys really take that personally. Number 4, don't get mad at your wife. Everybody in prison is going to be filling your head with these ideas that your wife is probably cheating on you, and there's no way she's going to stay faithful while you're in prison for all these years. And you know what? They're probably right. Your wife is probably going to cheat on you while you're in prison. She is, a woman with needs. What's she just supposed to wait around for all these years? No, she is going to go out and she's going to do what she's got to do. And you got to be okay with that. You committed the crimes you committed and you made your mistakes. But also, she's got a life to live. You can't be mad at that. So if you really want to get ahead of the problem, just call your wife up the first time, you get the phone and you say something like, hey, you do what you got to do. I'll do what I got to do. And then maybe when I get out of prison, we'll go out for a nice dinner and try to reconnect. But in the meantime, I got to focus on being a prisoner right now. And you got to focus on being a lady whose husband is in prison. Number 5, win your first fight, but lose your second fight. Now, when you go to prison, you are going to have to fight. That's just prison rules. There's a reason that trope exists, because everybody's got to fight in prison. Now, hopefully, the first guy who tries to fight you has been in prison for a while. So maybe, prison life has worn him down. He doesn't have the cardio to really keep up into a fight. Also, maybe he's been in prison for so long that he hasn't learned all the cool new techniques that everybody's doing on the outside. So maybe you can take him. Win that first fight just to get everybody's respect. Everybody's going to know that you're like a real man. And then somebody else is going to try to challenge you to a fight. And that's the fight you got to lose. That first fight, you won just because you wanted to show everybody that you can hold your own. That second fight is all about showing that, I'm not that good of a fighter. I mean, you shouldn't just test me just because to test me. But it's look, I can fight okay. I can fight good enough, but I'm not, Kimbo Slice or something. You're not going to fight me just for fun. And hopefully, that second fight, you're going to lose. But you'll probably live to see another day. Or maybe you won't. But either way, don't try to be Jean-Claude Van Damme when you're in prison, because that is really just, you got to be in there for a while. You don't want to be fighting all the time. Number 6, don't skip leg day. Now, I know everybody in prison, you want to do push-ups all day long. You want to bench press. You want to shoulder press. You want to do the upside down push-ups against the wall. I get it. The upper body is kind of like the fun part of working out, but don't neglect your legs. You got to have your legs really are it's like the engine that drives the car. You need the strong engine just to it's a good power base. And nobody likes a guy who has big arms and big shoulders with little chicken legs. It's not a good look. Number 7, join a gang, but be cool about it. You're going to have to join a gang. I know you're probably thinking, I'm going to be one of those guys who keeps to himself and he doesn't join any of the gangs, but no. Look, there's a reason why everybody else joined a gang. Don't try to be better than them. You're not like a cool guy. Just join whatever gang makes sense to you. It's probably going to be racially based. So they're going to come up to you and they're going to say, hey, you're one of our guys now. And you just got to be Don't even act like you're excited about it, and don't act like you're like, hesitant. Just be like, all right, yeah, no big deal. You got to act like you've been there before. And once you're in the gang, I mean, they're going to send you on little gang missions. You do what you got to do. But at the same time, don't be a guy who's like super into the gang, who's like talking about the gang all the time. If you're ever just in the mix and someone asks you like, "Oh, you're one of those guys," you just got to be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, those are my guys. Yeah, we take care of each other. It's no big deal." And then that way, it's like you're not, starting beefs and getting into more, excess fights. No, the gang is just, it's a means to an end. It's a way to pool resources and, protect each other. Maybe you get a cool tattoo. Hopefully, this advice helps you out in your prison journey. I've never actually been in prison, but I don't know. This all seems like pretty common sense stuff, but sometimes you got to hear it.